Hello, beautiful. Happy Monday. I hope that you are getting off to a great start for your week and that you had a great restful weekend. I am so excited to talk to you today. I know that my last video was an affirmation video, and I will totally do more of those because it was just fun to produce. But I was like, I miss being live, so let me come live, start this week off great. Um, as we are getting ready to go into the last quarter of the year, I want to talk to my people. So here I am, and today we are going to talk about self sabotage. So I have a question for you. Are you blocking your blessings? And are you self sabotaging things that could actually really turn out well for you? So, what is self sabotage? Essentially, self sabotaging is you getting in your own way um, when it comes to accomplishing your goals, achieving your dreams, and having fulfilling relationships with other people. So, a lot of times we get used to being hurt, we get used to pain, and we develop these defense mechanisms because I am not going to be hurt again like I was, dot, 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 whenever whatever happened, I'm not going to experience that again. And so what we do is we start to expect that everywhere. And I'm gonna tell you, if you self sabotage in one area of your life, you do it in other areas. You just aren't aware. So everywhere, we start to put this wall up to protect ourselves. And what happens is if you're trying to protect yourselves from being hurt, then you also protect yourself from good, beautiful things coming in. So I know for myself, like I grew up different, right? Really into God, very proud of that, professing that. Like I remember in high school being called Mother Mary, which I didn't like that. But I had a reputation for being a God-fearing person. I was very proud of that. And I was set apart. I was different. So I got used to being the friend that people came to when they needed something like encouragement or counsel, but not necessarily staying around for fun or for me. And I accepted that, but I also started to expect it. So what would happen is if I felt like maybe somebody, like their energy shifted, or I felt like maybe they were going to stop, coming around, hanging out with me or whatever, I would just automatically start to pull away. I would stop reaching out as much. I would stop coming around them as much. All of that because I was like, they're going to stop talking to me anyways. So I get the hint. And people would come up to me and be like, Chanel, like, why haven't I heard from you? Like, what's going on? And me not wanting to deal with stuff, I'd be like, oh, no, it's nothing. Which, honestly, at that time, hi. So somebody said hi. Honestly, at that time, I couldn't really put to words what was going on with me because there was nothing that I could really pinpoint that they had done. It was just a feeling. And so that went on, and that manifested in other ways where I would start to expect rejection. I would start to expect no's. And doing that for the sake of protecting myself, putting on an armor, because if I expect the worst, then if the worst happens, it won't hurt as much because I already expected it. So what would happen is as time would continue to go on, when things are going well, I can't fully enjoy it because I'm still expecting something to go wrong. And so I remember specifically in the area of friendships, being in my 20s and right out of grad school, people being like, I'd be like, oh my God, thank you for inviting me to something, whatever it was, like a birthday party. And my friend being like, girl, don't you know you're cool? Like, of course I want you at my birthday party. And I just couldn't fully see the value that I was bringing to people just by being who I was, because I had gotten used to feeling rejected and expecting less than really what I deserved. And so I had to really work through that and believe that I was great and people could see my greatness, and that I didn't have to pull away before they pull away from me. So that is one way that we tend to self-sabotage. So you ever heard of people like, okay, they just say, like, men especially, it's like a funny thing. Men will say like women just pick fights. Things could be going well, and the next thing you know, she's like, it's argument time, it's too peaceful. And we laugh at that, we joke, but in reality, that is a form of self-sabotage. Things are going well. Our brains have gotten used to stress and de-stress, so we then unknowingly create situations that bring that stress on us. And so that's when women, for example, will start arguing and picking fights and, over silly things, because sometimes we're used to the worst, and so we self-sabotage. I think you're gonna leave me, so I keep treating you like you're gonna leave me. Eventually, you leave me. So that is one area of our life where we self-sabotage. Relationships. Another area is when it comes to accomplishing our goals. So I see so and so, having a successful business, but I don't really believe that's for me. Like, that's for them, but I don't think I can actually accomplish that. So what I do is I start to look unknowingly for reasons that I can't have a successful business. And as you look for those reasons, you have what's called confirmation bias. It's just reinforced. We look for evidence of what we are saying, and then when we see a little evidence, it reinforces our belief. So let me pause, because I'm a little excited. But let me pause for questions. Does anybody have questions about what I said so far? Let me look at the comments. Okay, so I see a couple highs. Hi! How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good as well. Let me see. Any other questions in the comments? I just see a lot of people saying, hey, well, I appreciate that. I hope that y'all are doing great. Okay, so let me jump back in. So I talked about the area of relationships. Now I'm talking about accomplishing your goals. So going back to the example of a business. If I don't believe that I can have a successful business, then I will keep looking for reasons to why I can't. I can say things like, I don't know enough people. I can say things like, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough resources. All of these things that reinforce the belief that I have about myself that I can't have a successful business. So how then does that manifest? Well, I won't even look for opportunities to gain the resources. I'll stay in the house. I won't go to networking events. I won't put myself out there online. Or if I do, I only do it for a little bit and then I stop. And then I do it for a little bit and then I stop. That is me self-sabotaging. If I keep going and I ride the momentum and I try this over here, I try this over there, something is going to work. But I have to believe that it's going to work and actually keep it going. The stopping and the going and the stopping and the going, that is a form of self-sabotage, because nothing will flourish. Okay, so think about if you have a plant. Any plant people out there, plant girlies? So imagine you have a plant and you know that in order for this plant to grow, it takes sunshine and it takes it being watered. So if I put the plant on my windowsill, it's getting the sunshine, right? But instead of me watering it every day, I water it on Monday. And then I water it again on Thursday. And then I water it again on Sunday. Then the following week, I don't water it till Friday. And then I go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But in the next week, I wait until Thursday. So like I'm putting so many gaps into watering this plant that actually needs to be watered every day. Well, what's gonna happen to the plant, y'all? Tell me, what's gonna happen to the plant? It's gonna die. The plant needs consistent watering. It needs a consistent pattern of watering. So even though I did this one thing, I made sure it got sunlight, because I didn't do the other thing that it needed, it didn't have the recipe to flourish. That is how we can self-sabotage our goals. And so another thing is procrastination. If I know, let's say I'm in school, which, oh my God, this used to be me so much. So I'd be in school, I'd have to write these papers, and I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. So I would wait till the very last minute. And now I have 2 hours to write a 2 to 3 page paper on whatever the topic was. And I would just consistently wait. And mind you, in that 2 hours, not only do I gotta write the paper, I gotta get down to the school. I gotta send it or print it off. I gotta get my stuff together, potentially get traffic. Like I'm trying to do a lot in these 2 hours. So I do that to reinforce the belief that this is hard. I can't do this. I don't want to do this. And so I gotta do it. And then now I'm praying to God that I have enough time to get it done. I am self-sabotaging because I had at least a week to get this done, where I could have broken it up into little bite-sized pieces, anything. So I would do that a lot. Thank God. I'm a pretty good writer. I'm a good writer. And, you know, most of the time it would work out for me. Every now and then, though, wait till the last minute, I just would not be able to get things accomplished. I was self-sabotaging because I had the opportunity to do well and to pace myself, and I took that away from me. So a couple examples of how I have had to learn to stop self-sabotaging, and you know how we just continue these patterns. So I talked to you about why we do it, right? We got hurt somewhere. We don't want to be hurt again, so we're trying to protect ourselves. I'm going to beat you to the punch so you don't hurt me. I don't want to be disappointed with failure, so I'm not even going to try. These are examples and ways that we self-sabotage, and those are the reasons. But you don't have to. You don't have to continue this pattern of thinking or behavior. You can break out of it. You can break free. And I want you to break free. So I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can push through, overcome self-sabotaging behaviors and really receive abundance, because guess what? You're worth it. You deserve it. And just because you had one negative thing happen to you, it doesn't mean that that's the narrative for your life, that negative things will keep happening. That doesn't have to be your story if you decide for it not to be. Receive abundance because you are worth it. You're worth a healthy relationship. You're worth healthy friendships. You're worth success. You are worth having a successful business. You are worth being well known. You are worth traveling without strain. You are worth greatness. So let's get into how you can overcome these behaviors. And I have it written down. So 1, tell yourself you are safe. Let your brain know that it can relax, that you are in a safe season of your life. Tell yourself that you are safe. That's number 1. Number 2, ask yourself questions to build self-awareness. A lot of the times when we self-sabotage, we're not aware of it in the moment. We're just trying to survive. we're just moving and doing, and we don't know. So start asking yourself some questions like, am I pushing supportive people away? Do I receive praise or do I reject it? Am I putting off a goal, a business venture, a creative project? And then one more, do I downplay my achievements? Do I say, oh no, I just got lucky that time? Or people say they give you a compliment and you're like, it's not necessary. Or you're like, no, no, like you don't receive it. Like, are you doing any of those things? Start asking yourself these questions so that you can become aware of how you're showing up for you. This is about how you show up for yourself and what you are allowing yourself to receive. So, the last thing is to take accountability. Take accountability for yourself and for how things are playing out in your life. You are not a victim. Yes, some things have happened to you, right? And they hurt. And that's okay to acknowledge that it was hurtful and you don't want to experience it again. But then open your eyes to see that you are a survivor. You survived. So take accountability for your part in your progress, in your success. Notice if you are looking for fault in people continually, or if you're looking for something wrong to happen in these different situations, and notice that you are then getting in your own way. So take accountability. And I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything because I'm excited and I'm just going. So I just make sure I didn't miss anything. Um, okay, I think I covered everything. So first step to identify and overcome it. Tell yourself you're safe. Second step, ask yourself questions. And I just gave you some questions to ask yourself. And then the third step is to take accountability. Take accountability for your part in things, and that you are not just here, you're not just a product of chance. You get to decide how things look for you, what you want, and you get to grab hold and receive abundance. Let me just take a sip of water. Okay. So I want to encourage you. Sorry if y'all heard me. So I want to encourage you to know that you are worth receiving everything that you want, that you desire. You are worth receiving abundance. So break free, stop self-sabotaging, and open up your heart to receive abundance. You, my dear, you are safe. I hope that you have an amazing day. I'm just gonna look at the comments one more time. Okay, I don't see any questions, just some highs, and I appreciate you all. I love that you came on, that we had this conversation, and I cannot wait to see how abundance continues to show up in your life. Enjoy the rest of your week and decide today that you are going to walk in the abundance that you deserve. Love you. Bye.